Now, you'll wear that dunce cap, Fred, until you apologize to Crystal for dipping her hair in the ink.
All right, welcome to another High School Principal Reacts. I am today reacting to a very unique episode of The Flintstones. The Flintstones is, according to the internet, one of the most popular TV shows of all time and remains one of the most recognizable shows ever. Fred Flintstone, seen right here. There's an episode where he apparently has to go back to high school. I have not really seen it yet. I've just seen little snippets, but most of the episode I have not seen. So I'm curious to see what this is like. Let's get into it. Just a reminder, if you're enjoying these videos, please consider subscribing. Classic.
Temple. Good so far.
Fred!
What do you want, Charlie?
The boss wants to see you right away.
Oh, boy, I'll get nothing done today.
Step inside, Flintstone. I want you to meet our new efficiency expert, Mr. Rockhard.
Efficiency expert?
Now, Mr. Flintstone, I see by your record that you did not finish high school.
Yeah, that's right. Ooh, I don't like him. I was sick the last couple of weeks in school, and I didn't graduate.
That's too bad.
Wow. Poor Fred. Yeah, if you're sick the last few weeks of school, that is kind of a bummer. Not that you wouldn't graduate, but you might not be able to participate in the graduation ceremony. Number one, because if you haven't finished your courses, and number two, because you're sick and you wouldn't show up to the graduation if you were really, really sick, even if you had already earned your credit. But you would go back immediately after that, finish your course and get your diploma. But that's a real bummer for Fred.
Mr. Flintstone.
Yeah? How come?
Well, under our new rule, every employee must have a high school diploma or he must be terminated.
Terminated? Like a bug?
No, that's exterminated.
Oh.
To be terminated means you are fired.
Fired? For just 2 weeks away from my diploma?
Rules are rules, Mr. Flintstone.
Just a moment, Mr. Rockhard. I'd like a word with you.
Yes, sir, Mr. Slade.
Fred, please wait outside a minute.
Yes, sir. Oh, boy, my career is over. One gravel pit in town, and the only work I know is gravel pitting.
Flintstone.
Yeah, Mr. Slate?
Fred, I talked it over with Rockhard and explained to him how you're the best bowler on our company bowling team, and we don't want to lose you. So you can have your job back if...
Yeah, we don't care how hard you worked out there and what you did for us, but you're the best bowler, so we want to keep you.
You go to high school for 2 weeks.
High school?
The company will pay your salary for the 2 weeks. You get your diploma, and you can have your job back. Now, what do you say?
What can I say? I gotta save my job. I'll do it.
And like I mentioned in the Billy Madison review video, check it out if you haven't seen it. This would not happen in this manner. Now, there are plenty of adults that, for whatever reason, didn't get their high school education that go back and get that, but they don't go back to a regular high school. There are other types of programs that will help them get their diploma.
There are things that guy has to do to hold a job these days.
Have a high school education.
Boy, I bet those kids will give me the works. Well, there it is, Bedrock High School. Used to have a great bunch here in my day, but kids ain't what they used to be.
Hey, here comes that Mr. Flintstone the principal told us about.
And I'm curious to see what they say school is like, because remember, the Flintstones was made like in the 60s. Actually, let's see when it was made here. Yep, it was 1960 to 1966, so this is the third season. So this would be what they think school is like in 1963, and it's in Bedrock. So let's see what happens here. I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, and he asked us to treat him like any other new student.
Well, he's got his own car. That's the kind of new student we like.
Well, here goes, right past all those kids. Oh, boy, they'll really razz me.
Hi, Fred.
Welcome to Bedrock High. Morning, Fred. Be seeing ya, Fred.
Welcome, Freddie Flintstone.
Nice car you got, Fred.
Hiya, gang. Gee, what a nice bunch of kids.
Yes, Mr.
Principal.
Flintstone, they are a nice group of students, and they will regard you as one of them while you are here.
I love this portrayal of the principal, especially like the older a show is, the more likely it is to portray the principal like this, like a really, really, buttoned down person. He's got a little, almost like a little monocle or eyeglass chain there. Most principals I know don't look like that, but okay.
And now, report to Miss Stonewall in room 17.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I'll study hard.
Good morning, boys and girls.
Good morning,
Good
teacher.
morning, Miss Stonewall.
Good morning,
Hypotenuse,
Freddie. I want you to feel at home.
triangles.
Thank you, Miss Stonewall. Home was never like this.
Now, for our geology question, what does the substrata of the town of Bedrock consist of? Rocky, can you answer that? Sandy? Crystal? See if you can answer that, Freddie.
The substrata under the town of Bedrock consists of sandstone, granite, slate, and crushed alluvial deposits.
That's what he
Into a
knows.
sheet-like mass of sedimentary rock and ice with a topsoil layer 3 feet in depth.
My, that's very good, Freddie.
Thank you, Miss Stonewall. I learned that the hard way.
And now, boys and girls, you have a free period.
A free period. A free period. I remember back in the day, both as a student and as a young teacher, students would come in and say, "Just can we have a free day? Can we have a free day today?" Yeah, you can't do that. Students have to learn a lot every year, every class, and so you can't have free days. Even, if a teacher says that, it's often disguised learning, just to make it a little bit more fun. So yeah, free days don't really happen anymore. At least they shouldn't.
You may go too, Freddie.
Yay!
Can't wait to see what they do.
Come on,
Okay.
Freddie boy. Right in the old bucket.
Okay, buddy.
Playing
boy,
basketball.
Watch this shot.
Okay.
Hey, nice shot, Freddie. Hey, let's go down to the malt shop. Yeah, in your car. I'll drive.
Are they still at school? Or they just leave?
Hey, good old Freddie boy.
Yeah. Are they skipping school or is school over? I'm not sure here.
Let's have it, pal. Got it.
Relay race.
Here we go.
Boy, look at him go, boy. Hey, let's get him to break the school track record. Yeah, I bet you he can.
Pole vaulting.
Flintstones, rah, rah, rah.
Yeah.
Yay, Fred! You broke the record, Fred.
Hooray for me.
Yeah, track and field events, common at high schools. I don't know a lot of schools that do pole vaulting, but some of the others definitely.
He's taking off for the broad jump. Look at him go.
He's over the fence.
What a star.
Hey, Fred, you broke another record.
If that's all I broke, I'm lucky. Oh, my aching back.
Fred's going into the high school. I didn't know executives learned with kids. This is getting to be a real genuine mystery like on TV.
He didn't
Good
tell him.
morning, boys and girls.
Good morning, teacher.
I'll look in the window. Maybe I can see what's tiring Fred out.
Yeah, and I don't know if that really happened back in the day, that kind of start to school. Good morning, teacher. I've never heard that.
Now, you'll wear that dunce cap, Fred, until you apologize to Crystal for dipping her hair in the ink.
I
Dunce
apologize,
cap.
Crystal. I'll
A dunce cap. I forgot about the dunce cap. That is not a real thing, or has not been in a long time. I remember reading. Let's see where the dunce cap actually came from. Yeah, so I looked it up. Apparently, it was a real thing, but back in the early 20th century, I saw a picture from like 1906 of someone wearing a dunce cap, which is the exact opposite of what you would want if someone, is supposed to be, they don't know anything. But if you have a student who is behind or has learning gaps, that's your job as a teacher, to help them or to remediate, not to put a cap on their head and make them sit in the corner and, be ridiculed by the other students. So yeah, I haven't seen or heard about that in a very long time.
Well, Coach, how does the big football game this afternoon shape up?
Terrible, terrible. We're gonna get clobbered. We only had one man that had weight and power.
And there he is.
I'm sorry.
Why don't you look where you're going, you big lummox?
Tut-tut. No calling the students' names,
Good for you, Principal. No calling the students' names.
This is a student?
Freddie Flintstone, sir.
Come on, son. Let's talk things over down on the football field.
I'm laughing because there is some truth to this. Just about every high school I've been at, it's like the coach, the football coach, he's a new student and he happens to be really, big and strong. He's like, hey, why don't you come down to my office and let's talk about football? Yeah, there's some truth to that. Although Fred might have some eligibility issues. So most states have a governing body for sports eligibility in an effort to make sure that students are, of course, making good grades and are not putting everything into their athletics and ignoring their academics. So in Georgia, we have the Georgia High School Association that manages that. Students must meet certain academic eligibility requirements or they can't play. So yeah, Fred would have some issues trying to play on the team here. So funny.
Okay, boys, go over the plays so Fred will learn them for this afternoon.
Right, Coach. We'll use the T formation.
T formation, got you.
Rock ball.
Stony Creek team has just come onto the field. And here comes the Bedrock team. They don't seem to have the weight and power that the visiting team has. But what am I saying? Wow!
Look at the size of that kid.
And here's the kickoff. It's a long, high, beautiful end over end. The big fat kid on the Bedrock team is going for it.
A big fat kid.
He's running back for the ball. A Stony Creek tackler is after him. And another one. The big kid's hard to stop.
And by the way, high school games are broadcast sometimes like this. If there's a local radio station that does that, or at the very least, there's a guy, of course, up in the press box, making announcements on the PA system. But a lot of times they are broadcast. High school games are still very, very popular, even for people who don't have kids in high school or aren't in high school. They do tune in. The big fat kid. Yeah, that would never happen.
All the way back to
the big fat kid.
There's a fumble. The ball is recovered by the big fat kid. What a powerhouse.
That's terrible.
The Stony Creek team over the goal line.
Yes!
Touchdown!
Yes!
So now they know it's him.
Flintstone, rock.
Here comes the kick for point. If Bedrock makes it, they win. The ball is lined up for the big fat kid. This is a tense moment. Here comes the kick. It looks good. Straight for the goalposts. And Flintstone is making sure by holding on to the ball. How about that, boys and
Never
girls?
seen that one. That's quick.
Charles Cobblestone. Congratulations.
I love how
sir.
they're all rock names.
Thank you, sir.
Fred Flintstone.
I'm so proud of Fred. We are too, Wilma.
As our most senior graduate, would you say a few words, Fred?
Be glad to, sir.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. So the valedictorian and the salutatorian usually make a speech, but no one else.
Fellow students, these 2 weeks have convinced me that high school is for the young because only the young can take it. And I'm not kidding. No, my aching back.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed that. I didn't know there was a Flintstones episode where he goes back to school, but really enjoyed it. There's some nuggets of truth in there, but most of it's pretty silly. If you're enjoying this series, please consider subscribing to the channel. Let me know in the comments what you'd like me to react to next. This has been High School Principal Reacts. Thanks for watching.